Today I've got something very special for you guys. We're taking an early look at the John Deere 9RX high horsepower series from Dince Modding.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
These are available in two different styles. We have the US style and EU, both with unique customization. I've also customized each one of these a little bit differently so that I could show you a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I do want to thank Dince Modding for sending this over to show you guys ahead of its release. I'm going to leave some links down below if you guys would like to check out Dince Modding, tell him hey, or simply check out some of the other mods that they've been working on. So the first thing I want to do is I want to take a look at the one that we have in the base game so you can see the similarities and differences. So we'll jump over to large tractors and boop, here we go. We've got configurations of EU and US. When we swap over to the US, we get crawler track with weights, and then we've got a 3-meter setup with weights, and then we can also do a super broad 3-meter with weights as well. Now, if we go just for the EU version, of course, we have those 3 engine options in there, and then we can go all the way from 913 down to 781 horsepower. There's a bunch of horsepower, same as the mod, by the way. Both have a front weight, both have additional weight around towards the back. Oh, there we go, spin them around. We've got extra weight on the back, and then we have the PTO. So, that's pretty nice. However, that's just the base game. The mod? Oh, we've got so much more. There you go. I think the one in the base game stopped about right there. This one has all the things. So still, if you swap out when you go from EU to US, we do have the crawler track option, which is there. However, things are a little bit different here. Naturally, our engines are the same, so why not go to the 830 immediately? This one, we've got crawler track, broad, and then we have the 3-meter. And broad. So those are going to be separated. We've also got a speed sticker on here, which is interesting. I don't know if I've ever seen anything like that, but it is in miles per hour, so big shouty outy to them. Track weights are separate. So we've got one for the front, we've got them on the back, and then we've got both. So that is pretty cool. They weigh 1 ton per pair. So like the front is 500, the back is 500 each. Just know every time you add an option, it's an extra ton of weight. Then we have the front weight itself. Bam, right there. That's another extra ton. Additional weight. This is around towards the back now. So we've got a little bit of weight down at the bottom. The holder weighs 0.1 ton, so it's not a whole lot. But you can add an extra 800 kgs or an extra 1,464 kgs. You really make this thing weigh a lot. If we spin back around, we have a lot of Starfire options. Starfire. So we've got just the holder itself. We got the 3,000 in RTK, the 6,000 in the RTK, the 7,000 plus the RTK. We also have the 750 or 7,500, sorry. And then we have an integrated version there as well, with or without the RTK. Displays, it's kind of hard to show. However, look through the main door there, between right around where the steering wheel is. That may be about the best view. So we've got a holder set up. We got the GS3. We've also got the 4640 and the G5 Plus. All of those are going to show some kind of information, so make sure you guys check that out. I imagine most people probably just go straight up for that big G5 in there, but it is nice that we have all the options. Now, inside, right at the main door, but right here, we've got the radio. You go with the old style or the new style. As far as I can tell, we're not able to use any buttons because the buttons for the radio are actually down on the armrest. We're not going to be able to mess with any of that, at least with any IC stuff like that. Lights, we've got the old style and the new style. It's weird to think we have an old style lights on the 9RX 830, but here we are. We've got some new lights on there which look incredible. Hood grill covers, as far as I can tell, it's just that one little spot right here. Not quite sure what it's for in real life, but hey, maybe you guys know. We also have the hood latch. We've got an old style and a new style. This is another one where it's right here, this little spot right here, but I can't for the life of me tell kind of what the difference is, I guess, or the reason for one versus the other. All right, we'll go new style. How about that? Seats. Now, this is one I can give you an idea on. We've got standard and leather. We want the leather seats. Yes. We've also got a carpet option in there, too. It looks very, very fresh. Gas pedal. Now, this one's interesting. I'm assuming in the real version of these, because I don't have one. That the throttle is controlled by the hands. However, we do have a gas pedal in there, so that is pretty cool. We also have a signature edition setup, so if you wanted to add that, we do have that. Going on down, window tinting, you could do just the back window. We've got a 50% all the way around, 75 and 99. Now the 99 is not super 99%, but it's pretty dark. Now we got some cool stuff. We got the PTO and the SCVS. So around towards the back, you've got 6 of the SCVS. Then you can go up to 8, so we can expand that. Then we add the PTO in, and then we can add in 6 or 8 SCVS there. So all of those are together. It's a different option here. Capacities. This is pretty cool too. So this is actually for fuel. I don't know if you guys know this or not. The real version of these, as far as I could tell, doesn't have the AdBlue. Is that correct? I know there's a thingy on the back, but I think it's just regular fuel in this. We've got the standard, you've got a fast fill, and then we've also got the capacity big, which is going to increase fuel from 1,498 liters up to, here we go, 1,952 liters. Then you could either do a regular fill or fast fill on both of those. Lastly, we have interactive control or mouse control. You guys are on PC and you have IC installed. Interactive is definitely the way to go. However, you can use mouse control as well. However, it does remove all of the extra features. Well, it's extra features. You could do the same thing with both. Just one has like 5 or 6 control groups and the other one has just a standard control group, and that's it. Lastly, we have a license plate. Now, I have the US version of this set up with interactive control, so I've got all little buttons and switches and stuff here. Now, I also have the EU version, which we've got over on Saxlingham. We're currently on Alma, Missouri, and I thought this was the perfect place with all the big silos and stuff in the background to show off this absolute monster of a machine. So the cool thing is we have the exact same animations with IC that we have for our controls. However, some of them are paired up. This, for example, look at that. We get an air filter. Now, this is an animation. It is not, something that you could refill. So don't be expecting that. But you can remove it and take it out and stuff. And then when you're done, you just click that. Goes back on. Boop, 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 boop. How cool is that? That's awesome. We got a button here which turns all the lights on the outside so you can see what you're doing. At night, over here, boop, we've got a fill system, I'm assuming for fuel, although this area down here is what actually changes when we're changing the fuel. So there is that. Now, if we go around towards the front, we got a few things we could do here. Click the hood latch. Bam, we've got that. So this is the new style hood latch. We can get in there and pretend to work on it, I guess. And then we also have over here, let's see, let's click on that. There you go. We get a couple more little spots which kind of open up. Bam, click that. Bam, click that, and we are now done with all but one of the animations on the outside. So let's click the button, let's hop in, and now we are inside, and we are going to activate all of the animations inside. Let's go and shut the door. Nice. Okay, so first thing we want to do is turn it on. There we go. As you can see on the camera, or the system here, we have a couple different camera systems, so that is cool. We got one in the front, one in the back. That's awesome. We've got different motion and display adjustments and angles and stuff. So depending on what works best for you, you can do that. Down below that, if you wanted to change up the way that the display looks, you can do that. So you can have just the rear camera, and then you can have all kinds of other stuff. We do have the cabin lights on the inside. That's pretty neat. Over here, oh, slow down. We got our cruise control, and then we have all the controls for the radio here. So you can go up and down with basically turning it on and off and up and down. Then we have all kinds of lights. So you've got like turn signal, got another turn signal, and then all kinds of lights all the way around. There we go. Reset back to normal again. If you want to adjust the steering wheel, you can. We can bring it forwards and backwards. We can even raise it up. This will give you a little bit of a better idea how that adjusts. Pretty cool. And then we've got a couple buttons over here. There you go. So you have headlights, and then we have our turn signals. Boom. Let's go ahead and turn those off. There we go. Now a couple more up here. We have the window, or the mirrors rather, which we can click and it will expand them out. That's very, very neat. Let's see, a couple over here. We've got the seat forwards and backwards. We can also raise and lower that. And we even have a thing where we can raise and lower this seat. Very cool. Couple windows. Boom. You got one there. Louder and quieter, depending on what's going on. What's that? Very cool. So all of these animations can be controlled even if you're on console, which is very neat. However, we'll show that one on the other version. Now, that is that. We still have some control groups through here. If we pop around, take a... Well, we only have one, I guess. One control group. It's not letting me do anything, so that's all right. What a monster. What an absolute behemoth. Very, very neat indeed. I love it. Now, remember when I said the console version's got some other animations? Well, let's pop in and take a look at those. I am going to be turning on my help window up here. I'm going to be doing my best to show you those. So let's go ahead and turn it on. There we go. And of course, we've got all the stuff, everything exactly the same, but we've got some cool stuff in here. So let's see what we've got first. This is control group number 1. It's going to be the tractor. The next one is the outside animations. Then we have window adjustments. As far as mirrors, we have mirror animations as well. We have 2 sets of animations for each one, followed by display animations and others. So yes, there are 6 animations. It's a lot, man. It's a lot. So the first one is going to be light. Let's bring that sound down a little bit because I got to have the tractor on for all this. So we are currently set to use bottom lights. And you can see right there, it turns these on, not the headlights. So the headlights actually don't come on until we go a little bit brighter here. Now, let's select use top lights. Whenever we turn the lights on, now these lights come on instead of the ones at the bottom. And then those will come on whenever we get our brights on. I imagine most people will probably set this up to use top lights. However, I think running bottom lights during the day is pretty nice, at least on the road or something like that. I think it looks good, but you can do whatever you want. The fact that we have any option at all, that's phenomenal. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now we have one other animation in control group number 1, and that is going to be moving our seat. We can move this around. As far as I could tell, I couldn't really figure out where this animation was with interactive control. I'm not saying it's not there. I'm just saying I'm too dumb to find it. So there's that. You guys already knew that though, I think. Now, as far as the animations on the outside go, I'm gonna kind of put this at an angle where you guys can hopefully see everything. This is control group number 2. So the first one is going to be that air filter. So you can take it out. Hey, you can see that the hood's wanting to come up because I'm using the side stick to do all of this. So you can do both of those all at once. I think that's pretty neat. Raise and lower that. I think that's awesome. That's super cool. We've also got a little flap on the side. I don't know what that is, but there you go. We also have the animation of the screw opening and closing. How awesome is that? And lastly, we have what I assume to be the fuel cap. Now, control group number 3 is our windows, and part of those is the door. So there we got that, and then we also have the rear glass here too. And if we use both modifier buttons, we get the side window. Now let's talk mirrors. We can bring these in and out. Again, another button that I could not find while I was utilizing the PC version. But hey, they're there and they work. They work just fine. Also, we can extend them out. Still the same thing as we could with the other version. So you've got a lot more fine control. Again, I haven't been able to figure out what any of the other buttons would do if they did the mirrors, but you can adjust them and they do work. Now we got display animations. Now I've got a tablet holder here. I did not have a G345 in there, so I decided just to leave that be, but we do have animations for those, and we could change screens still on the console version. How cool is that? Front and rear cameras. Now you will need the DLC that just came out. What was that? The Mercedes. Yes, the Mercedes. You will need the Mercedes for the cameras to work, but the fact that it does work, So cool. I also realized it didn't just come out. Leave me alone. And lastly, we have other animations, which includes our steering wheel up and down, or at least close to us and far away. So it is nice. We have infinite control over those if you prefer to have the infinite control over it. And then we've got our buddy seat and our seat. We can move that around too. And that, as far as I could tell, is all of the animations on the console version without IC. And also, if you have interactive control enabled and you've got your console version, you can't use it. So there you go. All right. Now, back to America. Let's check out that big one again. Oh, one more thing, just in case. It's also got precision farming sensors on here as well. So we've got the precision farming sensors. I believe these are exactly the same as they are in the base game. However, we do have those on there. Probably no surprise. So, as you've seen, it is prepared for interactive control and mouse control. Mouse controls all platforms, prepared for precision farming. We have the passenger script, so if you've got 2 players, you can sit together, and cameras are installed from the Mercedes-Benz DLC. Oh yeah, and the cameras, there's one. And the other one is right here. You can see exactly where my little camera dot is. Right there. That's where that is. Took me forever to figure it out. There's some other differences as well. For example, he made some big corrections, he says, to the model on the grills and the top of the hood, which are now fixed, saying that the model from Giant's version isn't in real life. So that is interesting. Also said that the animation on the side is one of his most detailed to date. Very cool. I definitely agree with that. Here are the 2 versions, just in case you were curious. One on the left is Dince. The one on the right is the base game. There's the differences on our hood. And here's the shot from the back if you needed it. Here's Dince Modding sound. And here's Giants. Also, not like saving money in Farm Sim matters. However, if you did want to save a little bit of money, you could save, I don't know, about $50,000 with the new version, not the base game version. Now, I'm not sure how much it proves doing any field work with this, but I did want to at least bring it into the field and give you guys a show. So, using Custom Modding's John Deere tiller, this guy right here, the high performance disc. And, well, the tractor doesn't have any problems. You knew that already, but it's always nice to see. These tractors are real life, these big ones. They do all kinds of stuff, a lot of tillage and a lot of green cart running. So here you go. Here's the tiller, one of the most demanding mods that we've got, this tiller right here. I know I keep calling it a tiller. It's a disc. I apologize. I'm a digital farmer. Come on. All right, so I think it rocks tillage. How's about with a grain cart? This is our Brant that we've got from the Blades Prairies DLC. 88,000 liters in here. No trickery, no cheaty boy buttons, nothing like that. Just pure power. But again, I don't know if you really needed to see this or not. But it does good. That's great for doing grain running, that's for sure. Oh, I'm gonna hit a tree. I'm not even looking where I'm going. And yes, we'll do it with the walkabout bin as well. This is a small one, 141,000. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, the way the wheels are set up with this one, it makes things pretty easy. So I don't know. It's not really a test, is it? It's just more of a, hey, look what I can do kind of thing. Ooh, this one might be a little bit of a test. Hang on now. Could have been here 6 miles an hour, 4, 3. Come on, put the power to the ground. Yeah, there we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Hard to complain that 900 and some horsepower ain't enough, isn't it? I imagine the larger version, that's a conversion for Farm Sim 22. I imagine this is going to be about the same. This is 220,000, so actually about 80,000 liters in here. Oh yeah, there we go. Taking it nice and easy. Yeah, I mean, takes us a minute to get there, but I imagine if we would have had this tractor back at Farm Sim 22, man, whew, would have made this grain bin nothing. I'm just going on a field trip at this point. We're just driving around, man, yeah. So after all the things of having fun, I think it might just be time to say thanks for hanging out with me today. It has been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed driving this thing around. Look at that. On a dime, yeah, love it, absolutely love it. Super pumped to see a proper mod coming out. I know there's quite a few people working on these at this point, and I'm very happy that Dince Modding is not only one of them, but brought his expertise, his knowledge, and some of his creativeness as well to this project. So big shout out to Dince for sending this over to show you guys ahead of its release. Mod is for all platforms, and you can check out Dince Modding link down below to see the current status of the mod. All being said, just hope you have an awesome day. We will see you guys at the next one.